What in the mall ninja is going on here? What crazy gas station did I pick all these knives up at? What's going on, guys? Carter here with Edge Mindset. We're taking a look at the most ridiculous knives I have in my collection. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knives here that will either enchant your brain and get your juices flowing or downright piss you off as to why somebody would spend their money on things this ridiculous. We're going to go through these one by one and take a look at each one. I'll say what it is, why I like it, some of the features. I'm not going to dwell too much on it. I have videos on all of these knives, I believe. Dedicated videos if you want to look them up, but I want to kind of look at them all in one place and talk about them. But before we start, a couple things I want to cover here. Most of these, well, no, all of these are very expensive, right? All of these are very expensive. I think the cheapest one might be this guy right here. These are all very expensive. A lot of these you can't just go out and buy right now. This one, maybe this one, definitely this one, definitely this one. You can't just go out and buy these right now. I think this one is still somewhat available, but even this one will sell out, right? It'll show up, it'll sell out. So that makes a lot of people angry when I show knives that you can't just go to Amazon and add to cart and check out. So heads up, these are difficult to get. Some of these are no longer being made. You'd have to buy them on the secondary market, eBay, forums, things like that. So now that that's out of the way, let's start. Let's start top to bottom. We'll start with this guy right here. This is the PMP Knives Titano, and it is a monster of a freaking knife. Here is the title right there, M390 steel, PMP Knives. It's basically a folding shovel. Now, my favorite thing about this knife, other than just how ridiculous it is, how big it is the flamed double titanium handle. Very Strider-esque with this micro flaming that's going on here. I like these speed holes. I also really like the custom hardware that they've done. This is really good custom hardware because it looks cool. It looks designed, right? It looks special, but it's also very usable with regular tools, right? It just takes a normal flathead to take all of these out. So in my mind, that's the perfect way to do custom hardware, is make it look special, make it look custom, but also don't require special tools on it. That's just ridiculous. Domed lock bar stabilizer right there. Giant pocket clip in the shape of a knife, which is very, very cool. A lot of details on this one, a lot going on. It is really, really cool. It is a beast of a knife, and I absolutely love this one. Moving along, let's go with this one. This is the Maxace Hela. And of course, not just any Maxace Hela. This is the most ridiculous, over-the-top version of this knife that you can possibly get. Yes, this is as far as this knife opens. It only opens to 90 degrees. It's meant to be like a folding scythe, as you can see right here. And this is the tricked out version. It has the Damascus blade. You can see it all nicely etched here. And then it actually has a polished steel core. You can really see it on the lock side. You can barely see it peeking through on the show side here. And that just has to do with how the Damascus was made and how the core kind of lies in the middle here. If we can get this to focus, there we go. You can see that core kind of running through right there. Very, very cool. Now, the elephant in the room, other than the 90-degree open, is the handles here. So it has full Damascus handles, which is folded titanium, which is then anodized by electric current to bring out all these colors. Now, getting Damascus on your knife isn't that crazy. It's usually done as accents. And then you can do like the full dress type version like this, where you have the front scale fully Damascus. This one kicks it up a notch by doing it to the lock side as well. You don't see this one quite as often, but because it is folded titanium, you can make a lock side out of it as well, which is what Maxace has done here. So really cool showpiece that grabs a lot of attention, mostly negative, but I absolutely love that knife. It is bonkers and ridiculous, and you know I love that. Speaking of Maxace, here we have the Titanis. So this is the Titano. This is the Titanis. It is a massive blade, 3V steel, DLC coated. You can see that nice satin on the flats. It's got blasted on the bevels right there. Full titanium handle with Damascus inlays this time on both sides. This thing is really, really cool. Feels excellent in the hand. Very, very large, but still, you know, you could carry this thing. You could carry this thing and use it. They have tried to reduce the weight as much as they can. It is skeletonized. You can see inside there. So it's about as light as you could possibly get it. But I just love the design language on this knife. All of these pockets that are milled into this thing. It's also very robustly made. Look at the size of these thumb studs here that are acting as the blade stop. You got this nice thick inset titanium lock bar right there. This thing is really, really cool, and it has a little baby pocket clip. Very Cold Steel-esque with this pocket clip. It actually functions reasonably well. They did a pretty good job with the tension, with the size of the pocket clip there. Works quite well. Next up, we have the Maxace Vortex. Let's just get all these Maxaces out of the way. This steel is, I think I have forgotten, CPM 3V. So 3V as well on here. We have the same finish as the Titanis with the satin finish flats and then the blasted bevels. Full titanium handles. This one's actually a little bit weightier. It just doesn't thin out as much, even though it has lightning pockets in here as well. Just a big folding kukri. This one has onlays of fat carbon fiber with copper inlaid. So this bronze color is actual copper that is folded into the carbon fiber there, and then you've got bronze accents. Lots of extra hardware on this one. It has a cool two-piece full back spacer going on, where this one kind of mills into the pockets right there, and this one's floating. Once again, just a really crazy, crazy knife from Maxace. They did a lot of nutso things in 2023. Looks like they've kind of changed their approach this year in 2024 though, because I'm not seeing as wild of designs and giant knives coming out of them this year. Maybe 2025 they'll pop back into it. Once again, quite functional pocket clip. This thing is big, it's huge, but it's also very, very cool. Really like this one as well. This one is the CRK Traktor. So this is made by Custom Knife Factory. There's a lot going on this knife. You've got crystallized titanium frame. We've got bronze, patinaed copper accents everywhere, including this backspacer here. You've got zircutai inlays. So zircutai, they're basically taking mokutai and then folding in zirconium into the mix. So all of this dark right here is zirconium that's folded into the other folded titanium, which doesn't take an anodization. So that's all the way through. The dark is all the way through, and it will remain. Even if you polished all the color out of this, you'd still see this black swirling through here, and then it would be right up against kind of raw titanium color. But then they anodize it and bring out the folds as well. Looks really, really cool. This one just has a crazy design. No two ways around it. It is an absolutely crazy design. There's a lot going on here. At the end of the day, though, it's just a large frame lock, really. All of this crazy design work is just embellishment. It's still a very capable knife. M390 steel. It's got a tri-finish on it. You've got polished up here on the top and then blasted on the primary bevels and then satin flats, similar to what we've seen with the Maxace knife. Big pocket clip, which is also zircutai. Really, really like this one. One of my favorite kind of out there knives right now. It's also the most recent one I purchased, so maybe there's a correlation there. Last but not least, we have this behemoth. This is a custom knife from a British knife maker or UK knife maker, Phil Harvey. This is their Peacemaker. You can see how thick this D2 blade is. We can open this bad boy up. It is a two-handed opener. There's no way I could open this thing with one hand. It is absolutely ridiculous of a knife. This is really taking the overbuilt concept and pushing it to its ultimate extreme, to the point where I've tried to carry this knife. I haven't really been successful. It's just way too big. Look at the size of that pocket clip there. This really is more of a knife art piece as opposed to a functional knife. But that being said, it is heat treated well, and I have seen people beat the crap out of these things, chop down trees, chop down branches, do lineman work with Phil Harvey knives. So it is capable. It is capable from like a heat treat steel material standpoint. It is beyond robust. And one of the coolest things about this knife is Phil finishes this as though it is a full high-end custom knife, right? He's not doing it as a gimmick. He's not doing it like I'm gonna slap together this big giant overbuilt rough knife just for the funsies of it. He treats it like a high-end custom knife. You can see all of the hand satin finish on the blade here. Looks really, really good. Orange peel on the scales. Everything is nice and anodized. He uses lock bar inserts. He uses ceramic ball bearings, or not bearings in the pivot, but detent ball is ceramic. Very, very well done. So that's it, guys. These are the most ridiculous knives in my collection. Comment down below, would you ever get any of these? Or are these all just way too much for you? All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out.